Okay, I can't tell if Mike's ready. Mike, are we good? Okay. Welcome, fellow Kiwanians. Good to see you. Man, we got a good looking room today. I'll tell you, 80 degrees. It's wonderful. Glad to see everybody here. Want to give our condolences to Mike Loveman's brother, Eric. It was in a serious car accident in Ohio on Sunday. So this send Mike Loveman some love from us and his family. Our invocation today is going to be led by Dan Carnes. Come up, Dan.
If you would, please pray with me. Dear Lord, as we gather together around these tables laden with your plentiful gifts to us, we thank you for always providing what we really need and for sometimes granting wishes for things we don't really need. Today, let us be especially thankful for each other, for family and friends who enrich our lives in wonderful ways, even when they present us with challenges. Let us join together now in peaceful, loving fellowship to celebrate your love for us and our love for one another. Amen.
Thank you, Dan. Our song leader today is Mike Quinn. All right.
I'm gonna getting even with him. Get me up here. What a wonderful world. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Good job.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Jackie Bledsoe. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, Thank you and welcome all our guests. Glad to have you here today. We have some nominations. Bring up Andy Stone, past president.
Here a little bit. Hope y'all can hear me. Little explanation for new members and reminder for old ones. The nominating committee is made up of the 5 most recent past presidents, with the furthest one back, which is me this year as the chairman. And so we've gotten together. We will nominate this week and next week, and then the week after we will have a vote on the nominations. So for the past presidents, Jenny Lee, Mike McAvoy, Reggie Wood, and Sherry Hartman. So they're part of the committee. For past president, we have the best job is Clark Goodman. For president, Ben Spiker. President-elect, Michael Bacha. Vice president, Jenny Bolendorf. Treasurer, John Montgomery. Directors for a 3-year term, Bob Haberman, Bruce Swanson, Sheila Umberger, and Harry Zanner. And so I think we got a really great slate of people. So, but we will have nominations for the floor at some point too. Thank you.
And next is my favorite part of the program is the induction of a new member. So I'll bring Don Wilson up.
Thank you, President Clark. One of the nicest things you can do as a Kiwanian is invite a coworker or a friend or a neighbor or family member to join us at a Kiwanis meeting. It's not very often, though, that we have people seeking us out like Tom did. So you don't have to be invited by a Kiwanian. You can invite yourself. But that's not what happened today. We're indebted to Tom Miller for inviting Steve English to come to a meeting, and Steve's been active with us the last few weeks, been at some meetings, but today we're going to induct him. Tom, if you would tell us a little bit about Steve English.
I will do that. Thank you, Don. Steve is a senior vice president with Pinnacle Financial Partners, and I guess kind of manages that branch. It's on Starkey Road. You may have stopped by a time or two, and he hangs out there every day. He is from the Rocky Mount region area, been there over 50 years. So he drives up this way every day to come to work. So we admire him for doing that, and we appreciate him wanting to be a part of our club. Pinnacle is a wonderful sponsor of our academic scholarships, and so we're glad to have an official member from that corporate sponsor body to be a part of our club. Steve is married to Julie. She is a teacher in the Franklin County school system, has 3, I guess they're all teenage boys. And he's involved in the scouting program. Unfortunately, we've learned today, just today, Harry Zuloff, our KPAD personnel guru, has just learned today that Steve has a previously scheduled scouting event for that weekend, Friday night to Sunday morning, and so he's not going to be able to participate this year, but that's okay. We'll let you off this time. He says he'll never schedule it again. Since he's the one in charge of scheduling, he will never do that again on a pancake day. So in any event, we're glad that is something that he is committed to doing in the future, and we know he'll be a great member of our club. He wants to be involved with the academic scholarship and career and technical programs that we're involved in, and wants to really help the community. So nice man, good family person, great Kiwanis stock, and so we're glad to have him, and I hope you will join me in welcoming him to our club.
Steve and Tom, if you turn and face me and make sure you stay in front of that camera that Eric's got right there so our Zoomers can see. Steve, you can participate with KPAD, sell tickets, solicit auction items, and give us support. We're glad that you've decided to join our club. Tom, thank you for inviting Steve. The Kiwanis Club does a lot of great things in the community. We've received a thorough orientation, know what's expected of you, and we're looking forward to working with you. As a symbol of being a Kiwanian, I have a pair of work gloves for you. And being a scouter, you know how important meaningful ceremonies are. And so this is a ceremony, and some of you know this. I wrote this induction ceremony myself. But Steve, when you put those gloves on, when you put the little finger in, I want you to think about the big things that we do for the less fortunate in our community. And with your ring finger, the circle of friends that you're going to meet and make in the Kiwanis Club. Our middle finger stands above the others on our hand, just as this club stands above other community service organizations in the Valley. And we like to point the way to a better community through our service projects and our fundraising and our fellowship. When we finish a service project, we like to give a thumbs up. Jim Randall's is my thumb up. So we're just to remember those things when you put the gloves on. And I'm going to ask Tom to share the K and put your Kiwanis lapel on. And while he's doing that, I'm going to let you know I have some other things for you in this bag. We have your new member badge. We have a roster of the club. We have some other information, including information about our 501c3 foundation that we hope that you'll consider supporting. Let's all stand and put our fingers, hands together and welcome Steve English.
Thank you, guys, and welcome, Steve. Glad to have you as a new member. That puts our membership at 144. I think Richmond's only 149. Is that correct? We can take them, guys. We can do it. If you have an announcement, I welcome you to come up to make it. First, I want to bring Emily up. She's going to talk to us about Google.
Good afternoon. So you get to see me twice today, which I know you're super excited about. The first thing I want to talk to you about is Google and the analytics and also things that are called algorithms. So we have gone through a lot of work to make sure that we've got our website up and running. The problem with that is that Google Analytics and algorithms is what makes that website populate to the very top when people search for us. So everyone in this room, if you haven't already, actually everyone in this room, even if you have already, should today go and look for our website. Click on our website, cruise around on the website, browse the website, share the website, text it, email it, post it on Facebook, do all the things. Because if we don't do this, then that website is not going to populate where it needs to. So if I go on to Google and I type in top 10 restaurants in Roanoke, there's a reason that those top 10 restaurants come up. So we need to make sure that when people Google action clubs or civic action or best club in Roanoke, we want the Kiwanis to come to the top of that list. So please, 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 if you have not done it, and again, if you have, do it again. Visit our website, get your friends and your family to visit the website, and really actually take a look at it. The calendar on there is fabulous. It has every single thing that we are doing on the calendar at any given time. It's updated regularly. It's a wonderful resource. So in order for our club to continue to be strong, this is something that we have to do. So please do it. And I want you to do it every day for the rest of your life.
That's going to be your theme.
That is my theme. Do you want me just to continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so then we'll roll into KPAD. This morning when I was saying my prayers, I got kind of teary-eyed because I was working on the PowerPoint presentation for today. And the reason I got teary-eyed was because I looked at this ticket and I looked at all the stuff on the back of this ticket. And I thought to myself, what one K-Pad ticket can do, one single ticket, a $5 ticket, a $5 ticket goes toward one swing, it goes toward one book, it goes toward one meal, it goes toward one Make-A-Wish, it goes toward one prayer. It's only one. It always starts with one. Everything always starts with just one. And if you think about the difference that this group makes in people's lives, just one person at a time, it's absolutely amazing. And I know that Lois and I get up here and we have praise, we give you guys a hard time and we praise you, and then we talk terrible about you when you don't do what we ask you to do and send you back to the stables. But if we really think about it, this is an incredible opportunity for us to continue to help other people. So even if you sell one ticket, even if you buy your own ticket, just think, and I want to say congratulations for all the people that we are helping and all the wonderful things that we're doing in our community. Please don't forget that. Now to the fun. So this week, what thoroughbred was it? The maple syrups. For the first time, $1,656 maple syrups had this week. So this is awesome. Mike, what we got next? Okay, single rider this week. Don Witt with $880. $880. Yes. Now, we did have 5 individuals that turned in $500 or more this week. We've got Don Witt with $880. We have Reeve Kessler at $726. Amy Carter with $700. Stephanie Reynolds rocked it at $570. And Sheila Umberger with $500. Well done. So somebody's always going back to the barn, and this week, but that is obviously all just in good fun, because when we see the totals that these teams are doing, that they might be going back to the stable, but they're not doing what they're hanging down. They are still an awesome team, and we're going to talk about what kind of money they're bringing in as well. So on our next slide, here's our week by week, and guess what week 7 was? $6,416. That is absolutely incredible. So here's our team standings. Again, you can see that the majority of them will be going back to the stable, but $525, that's nothing to hang your head about. And of course, I will pay for periods, we need to step up our game a little bit. We're just barely falling short, and don't forget that done with this auction item. After school security, get ready. I'm serious. Go through your spouse's faults and even if they're not. You know, I know when you you guys, this is your opportunity. And get rid of those items. So I just want to say, we had Rick turned in another $100 this year. He's at $2,600. Josie Taylor outstanding $800 so far, and Stephanie is at $1,400. Those were just individuals. I also want to give a little bit of recognition to the SAC, we lost $400 for tickets. We have 3 weeks to do it. That's like $5,800 for the next 3 weeks. That's all you have to do, because you're going to sell tickets. And how often are you going to sell tickets? Every day of your life. Thank you so much. Oh, and I can't believe JC Taylor didn't do it, but we did have a new Kiwanian, and I didn't hear anybody say that they wanted that Kiwanian on their team. Going once, going twice. Somebody better grab them. That's all I'm going to say. Or JC Taylor's will do it. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Sam Lineberger. I want to thank everybody that showed up at the Star this past Saturday. You had a beautiful, brisk morning. You could see forever. Absolutely amazingly gorgeous. And the best part was we had 18 people, and I'll read names shortly, who spent at least an hour and 15 minutes, closer to an hour and a half, picking up trash. And collectively, when we put all the bags together, there was 1.5 bags of trash. So Mayor is here, Bill Bestwich is here. Congratulations to the city and all the other groups that helped keep that park looking as pristine as we all want it to. It looked amazing. But specifically want to thank Bob Garst, our speaker, gave us a great environmental minute. And then from the club, Bill Bestwich, Clark Goodman, Kim Briggs, Joe Limmer, Reef Kessler, David Farnham, and Don Witt. Ken was kind enough to bring some action clubbers out. We had Ricky Azell and his sister Ellen Stover, Robin and John Fouts, JJ Johnson, and Mark Shelton. Then a few people with our company that came out, Barbara Dooley, Hunter Quisenberry, Diane Beckner Pollard, and then my brother Greg. So thanks to everybody who helped.
Everybody, Mike McElroy. My last announcement of the Blue Ridge Marathon, because it's this Saturday. We did get all the volunteers that we needed, so thank you. And this is really an announcement to the volunteers. You probably got an email from the volunteer coordinator, Kat, who's with the Blue Ridge Marathon. Just want to remind you that you can pick up your race packages, which includes your t-shirt, this afternoon at Fleet Feet Sports from 4 to 7, or Friday afternoon after 3 o'clock at Elmwood Park. So make sure you go by and get your registration information and your shirt, your volunteer shirt. And then we'll see you all Saturday morning. Thank you.
My role model deferring to me, Jackie Bledsoe. I just wanted to make an announcement about April 23rd. We have the most wonderful partner in the community with Cox Communications, helping us with our future Kiwanis Park, soon to be Kiwanis Nature Park. And Cox is holding an e-cycling event at their Fallow Water Lane site all day, pretty much, I think until 2 or 3. On the 23rd, on Saturday. Bring your, like you might have a graveyard of electronic equipment in your basement like I do, bring that stuff over to Cox's headquarters there on Fallow Water Lane. And the proceeds that they earn from recycling these electronics are actually going to the Kiwanis Nature Park. So this is your chance to do some spring cleaning and bring your stuff on out. Any questions anybody has, let me know, and we hope that you can participate April 23rd. Thanks so much.
And after you've taken all of your recycling, you can end the day with a prayer vigil for Ukraine. You all heard Anna speak last week. Well, this past Sunday, I had lunch with all 4 of those ladies. They have some amazing stories, heartbreaking stories. And this is for the cities, excuse me, that they live in. They have pipelines, believe it or not, that they can get items directly to Poland and into Ukraine. They're desperate for medicine, so many supplies that they don't have. One of them has a brother with diabetes. They can't get insulin for him. And one of their friends actually risked his life because it's bombs all around him, trying to find a CVS, believe it or not, that was open that he could get insulin for him. So just put yourself in their shoes, and you can't imagine what they're going through. And the ladies here are emotionally drained because sometimes one of them, it took a month before she found out that her mother was alive. So anyway, this is a prayer vigil to be held on April the 23rd. You still have time to go to Sherry's event because this is until 5 o'clock, and it's at sports complex at River's Edge on the south end at 5 o'clock from 5 to 7. Joe Gaither, where is he? Joe he's going to have a music group there called Leviticus. Talk to Dwight Steele. He's going to have music. We have a guitar player, so we're going to have music, prayer, and just camaraderie. So please, if you can, come out to this. And then the other thing, of course, is our prayer breakfast. This one will cost you $8. The other one's free. So this is on, of course, May the 5th. It's the day after our scholarship awards banquet. So I'm looking forward. We've already sold 50 tickets to this. I'd like to see us sell 70. Some of you have tickets that I gave out about 3 weeks ago that haven't been sold. Please try to sell those tickets. They just had 5 apiece. So 100 is our limit. So anyway, thank you guys very much.
Good afternoon. I'm Bruce Swanson, and I have a few brag buck moments. I've been gone for about a month, and when I'm traveling, I always take notes about things that I think might be interesting to share with Kiwanis. But right away, I have to say thanks to Don Wilson, because he was my sponsor when I joined the club. And Don, I think I was a hard to reach person, so you rewrote the entire script on the installation so that it's speaking a little bit better. So thank you for that. So I went to North Dakota, the land of my upbringing, and I visited my Aunt Viola, who lives on the farm by herself. She's 106 on April 29th. And I asked her secret of health, and she said, I don't know, but I've outlived 5 doctors. Today in North Dakota, they are having 3 feet of snow, a 3-day blizzard in North Dakota. That may be one of the reasons that she stays home a lot. I've traveled on 2 major trips this last month. I always try to come back on a Thursday to avoid the Friday travel back into Roanoke. I missed flights. I ended up spending 2 extra days in Atlanta, 2 extra days in Chicago, because there just aren't enough seats coming back to Roanoke when we have all these cancellations. So I've been gone a long time. The auction items, I brought a couple things today. One of them is a Frederick Remington replica, which is actually worth something, called Trooper of the Plains. It's going to go on auction. The other one is an unknown, and it has the ability to have a water pump installed so that little trough could go there. It's kind of a make it your own kit. It really has no known value, but you can lead a horse to water if you'd like. And then I was thinking about Lois and Emily. I was here when you did the dog or the pony show where you had the pony head. And I understand that Lois is in South Carolina, so the horse's head is with her. But Emily assured me that she carries the riding crop in her truck, which I'm not sure. But a couple of weeks ago, there was an article in the paper about the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. And do you remember the scene about the horse's head in the bed? So I'm not sure where Lois keeps the horse's head, but you know, but I read that horse's head was on loan from a dog food factory in New Jersey, and they actually returned it. And that was about 10 years prior to laws being passed for the protection of cruelty to animals. So those are the trivia notes I have on my travel, and I appreciate very much being back. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. One more announcement. Our membership, because Lois is in South Carolina, our membership meeting has been canceled for Friday. So just to let you guys know that. Brag Bucks, Reggie, I think, has a brag buck for us too. For those of you that don't know, it's $2. Members can speak for 30 seconds, and we're happy to include the charge on your next bill. So you all have please, anybody have a brag? We've got time today. Please, I welcome you to come up.
Just a quick brag today. I'm bragging on Sherry Hartman. A couple weeks ago, it's been a while since I've been to an actual meeting. She and I were chit-chatting as we were coming along. I get on the elevator. I push the button. I turn and talk to her. She reaches over and gently pushes another button. Thank you for directing my way back to the club.
Good afternoon, I'm Reggie Wood. And last week, through the miracle technology of Zoom, Andre Brooks, past president of our club, made a brag buck, and she mentioned that she made a donation to the Kiwanis Foundation of Roanoke in honor of her birthday. Well, I'm not quite up to date technologically, so I sent her an email when I got home. And I said, Andre, congratulations on your birthday. I'm going to equal the amount of the check you sent to the foundation. And I said, I'm probably the only one outside of your brother, Kenny Brooks, who's also a member of the club, that knows exactly how much to make the check out to. Because I am 12 days older than Andre. I might point out Andre was my sponsor when I came into Kiwanis, and we've been friends for nearly 50 years, give or take. So she wrote back and thanked me for my birthday greetings, and she said, I made the check out for $100. So I'm not going to acknowledge her age or my age either for that matter, but I did match her check for $100. And let's all say, if she's watching on Zoom, happy birthday, Andre. Thank you.
I just want to brag on this fantastic sales team we have for KPAD. Thank you so much for what you're doing. It's amazing. We're 72%, 70.2% of our goal. Remind everybody about auction items. Thank you, Bruce. And I want to brag also about Joe. The website is available for volunteers to sign up. Be sure, please be sure, go log on to the website, look at the sign up sheet. Email has been circulating. It's circulating again, and be sure that we've signed up for these events. But in the meantime, thank you all for all you're doing. It's absolutely amazing. Look at the differences we're making in people's lives. Have a fantastic program for you guys here today. Reduce, Reuse, Recycle in Roanoke by Bonnie Branch. And I'm going to let Leanne introduce Bonnie to our club. Thank you.
All right, so good afternoon. I'm excited to introduce our speaker today because, as we all know, our group has a vested interest and passion for environmental causes. So today's presentation is about Sustainable Roanoke, which is a grassroots environmental group in Roanoke whose mission is to educate, inspire, and empower the community to achieve a sustainable lifestyle by sharing knowledge, increasing awareness, pooling resources, and promoting social equity. They envision a clean, safe, and healthy community based on a circular economy because of the work that they do conserving our resources and saving our planet. When not volunteering, she is a ballroom dance instructor, a yoga teacher, and an artist. So please join me in welcoming Bonnie Branch.
Just a moment. All right. Thank you so much for having me today. I, as Leanne said, am a volunteer with Sustainable Roanoke. We are it's not working. Okay. We are a grassroots environmental nonprofit group. Our mission is to educate, inspire, empower the community. Let me get rid of these. There we go. The community to achieve sustainable lifestyle by sharing knowledge, increasing awareness, pooling resources, and promoting social equity. Sustainable, what does that mean? Well, for us, it means considering the environment and everything we do so that we conserve our natural resources for future generations to use and enjoy. Our vision is a clean, safe, and healthy community based on a circular economy that respects and protects people and the natural environment equally. We were established in 2019. We've had over 1,000 members join us as of June 2021. We've held 22 recycling events in the Valley and 1 climate strike. Our website is sustainableroanoke.org, where you can find a list of all the things that we do to recycle that the city and county does not. You can find us on social media, or you can volunteer and sign up to join us at one of our recycling events. This is a movement and we need you. We need everyone. So join our mailing list, donate, volunteer, show up. We also have a Facebook page for people who want to help make Roanoke, the city and the county, more sustainable. On our Facebook page, you can find our events. So just this past weekend, we had a pop-up refill station in conjunction with Clean Valley Council and at the Roanoke Mountain Adventures location. Coming up on Earth Day, April 23rd, along with the e-cycling at Cox Communications, we will have our Sustainable Roanoke Recycling event at the Unitarian Universalist Church, which is at the corner of Brandon and Grandin. Those are between 9 and noon. Come on. There we go. So what do? We hold recycling events. As you can see, we have all ages and all seasons. And there are many things that we collect that the city and county does not. Why do we do it? I don't know if you can see the top picture, but a lot of people are confused or uncertain about what we can recycle in our valley. We fell into the role of providing recycling events because we saw such a great need. Our society on average throws away 4.4 pounds of trash per person per day, but there is no away. Our landfills are filling up and lots of plastic ends up as litter on our streets. You guys just cleaned it up, I believe. We want to divert as much as we can from the landfills, although recycling is not the only nor necessarily the best answer for this. There's a lot of misinformation about our waste and options for its disposal, and a lack of accountability from the producers of this plastic. Only 9% of plastic gets recycled. That leaves 91% piling up in our landfills, where some plastics could take up to 450 years to decompose. At the moment, Roanoke City and Roanoke County only collect and actually recycle paper, number 1 and 2 bottles, milk jugs, aluminum, steel, and tin cans. But unfortunately, even that has issues. Those people in our community who want to show up, who are taking the time to separate their garbage and their recycling, they also are not cleaning their items first, which means they don't get recycled. It ruins the whole batch. Or they're mixing in their trash accidentally or on purpose. Or they're throwing in items that they think are recyclable but are not actually on the list, like many, many different kinds of plastic. Or this is a big one. If you are a recycler and you take your recycling to those single stream bins, do not throw it in the bin in a plastic bag. No plastic bags in the bins. We recycle them. And sometimes, can't see in this picture very well, there's also, especially after big holidays, people will leave what they think can be recycled outside the bins because the bins get filled up so quickly. Trash will just pile up. It ends up blowing up in our neighbors' yards, and then they don't want to have the recycling bins anywhere near their neighborhoods, and that trash just gets picked up and thrown away. So if you think you're leaving your recycling next to a bin on the ground, don't do it. That's just litter. All right. All other plastics, glass bottles, lined cans may still get collected or thrown into those streams, but they're not necessarily getting recycled. They need a place to go. We at Sustainable Roanoke want Roanoke to be a leader for reducing the plastic consumption we all do, reusing and recycling what's left and keeping it off our streets and out of the landfills. Our children deserve the cleanest, best, brightest future. And one vision of that is to not be stuck with our trash from today. Hopefully, once citizens learn how and commit to washing, drying, sorting, and carting their recyclables, it will bring awareness to the situation and change their behavior, which can then drive changes in how they consume. Since November 2019, we at Sustainable Roanoke have had around 150 participating recyclers at each of our events. These 150 recyclers have diverted 20,000 pounds of trash from our landfill. We've weighed it. We know. We host community recycling events. We take 25 different categories of items that are not accepted by the city and county's recycling programs. We drive or ship them to different locations on our own dime. A few examples of things that we collect that must be clean and dry are plastic bags and films. That includes your bread bags, any of the wrapping that comes around things, cheese bags. We collect styrofoam, that's the food service clamshells and the hard solid packaging. We collect numbers 2, 4, and 5 plastic containers. These must not have labels. That's kind of tricky and can be challenging, but do your best. We also collect food storage containers of any plastic numbers. That's okay if they have their labels. We also collect snack and chip bags and candy wrappers, and cups, lids, and straws. You can visit our website at sustainableroanoke.org and look at our recycling info sheet for more information. Some additional things we collect you may not expect. Again, all plastic items must be clean and dry as possible. Our beauty care products, such as shampoo bottles, lotions, body washes, oral dental products, include toothpaste, dental floss, toothbrushes, contact lens blister packs and razors, PPEs, your personal protective equipment. We collect sneakers, Teva sandals, guitar strings, bread clips, tennis balls, corks. We also collect Brita products and Febreze products, and pens, markers, and highlighters. Our community recycling events, we'd love for you to join us. They are monthly, they're volunteer run, and the next one will be at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke. But we do want to be able to show up at different locations throughout our city and county. The next one is Earth Day again, Saturday, April 23rd from 9 to noon. What else do? We do sorting parties. So all the recycling we collect at the recycling events has to be sorted by number, by size, all these things. So those are held after the recycling events. They're volunteer run. And we go through the process and we process the collected items to get them ready for mailing, dropping off locally, or driving out of state. The largest volume of plastics that we collect is the plastic film and the number 5 plastics. As you can see, maybe in that middle picture at the bottom, that is one of our storage bins that is just full of bags about this big of plastic that we've gone through and sorted and we have to take to be recycled. Where does it go? So some of the companies that take what we've collected are Subaru, Plastic on Purpose in Stanton, Trex, Ram House, Atlas Molded Products, Food Lion, Dart Container, Got Sneakers, Teva, TerraCycle programs, which include Nordstrom's Beauty Cycle, Tom's of Maine program, the Gillette program, Brita, Recork, Seaville, and Alchemy Goods. What else do we do? Well, we host cleanups and brand audits. Cleanups like you guys did was where we host a volunteer neighborhood cleanup and then sort the items we find into their respective waste streams. For example, all the bottles go together, the cans, the plastic films, cigarettes, etc. And then we do an audit of those items into the brands where they come from to help hold those companies accountable, asking those companies to alter their vision and production practices to include proper disposal. We are a part of a global effort started from breakfreefromplastic.org, where these events are held worldwide. We also host pop-up refill stations. So what is that? It's a zero waste store that we host at various locations where we offer environmentally friendly, plant-derived, biodegradable, and cruelty-free hand soap, dish soap, all-purpose cleaner, hand sanitizer, and laundry detergent. And you can come with your own containers to fill this up. Reuse those items that you have in your recycling bins. These products are from Common Good and Company, which is a closed loop company, meaning that they take back their empty packaging for professional cleaning and reuse. We started this to further help reduce plastic waste in our valley by encouraging the community to reuse their own plastic or glass containers. Your spaghetti jars, your jelly jars, your water bottles, they all work. Our hope, we want our activities to be an instrument to provide a sense of community and togetherness, a tool to understand our personal and collective responsibility, a platform for self-empowerment and action, and a form of education that fosters critical thinking to tackle the problems created by our consumerist economy. Our community hope is to educate our community about unsustainable plastic consumption and ways to reduce, reuse, and recycle, to help encourage policy changes regarding best recycling practices at the local government level so community volunteers do not have to bear the cost and onus of collecting, sorting, packaging, and driving or shipping these recyclables out of our community. We also hope to hold businesses and plastic producers accountable for their part of the problem by encouraging them to change their practices to a more closed loop system and think about the waste their products create. Another hope is to partner with the city and county governments to grow our efforts and our nonprofit organization. Again, our mission is to educate, inspire, and empower the community to achieve a sustainable lifestyle by sharing knowledge, increasing awareness, pooling resources, and promoting social equity. Our vision, a clean, safe, and healthy community based on a circular economy that respects and protects people and the natural environment equally. Our needs. If you know anyone, we need volunteers. Individuals can show up and sign up. You as an employer might host an employee volunteer day, or this could be a great way to get community service points if needed. We also need headquarters and a warehouse space. We need a place to hold our collected items for sorting, pre-shipping, pre-travel. We'd love to have a permanent zero waste station. We'd like to host scrap exchanges where things that cannot be recycled but could be reused, that artists or musicians or teachers could show up and get these resources for art projects or other things they want to put together. We'd also like to have a permanent community repair cafe where expert volunteers, those who know how to repair things, can show up and host days for you to come get your bicycle repaired or upcycle your clothing or other things like that. We also need an office space so that we can do our sorting and auditing. And a permanent recycling drop-off space would be our eventual goal so that we have a place where people can always come and drop off the recycling that the city and county do not offer. We're also looking for donations, cover the cost of our shipping, the gas, the boxes we put things in, etc. This could become part of your company's social cause budget. And last but not least, so if you need any more information, if you have any questions, please feel free to email us at sustainable.roanoke@gmail.com. Our website is sustainableroanoke.org. Our Facebook group requires membership approval. We had a few trolls. Or our Facebook page is public, so join us there. Our events are always listed. How can you join our movement and help leave Roanoke a cleaner and healthier place for our children? As an individual, sign up to volunteer, donate, spread the word, educate yourself and others, and change the way you consume. At your place of employment, sponsor an employee charitable giving day, generate volunteers, have a recycling collection site, and green your office. As a member of any community organization, you can partner with Sustainable Roanoke. We have partnered with Clean Valley Council and Roanoke Mountain Adventures just last weekend for a pop-up refill station. You can co-host events, place a collection box, host educational outreach, etc. And now, time for your questions. Yes. Oh, okay. What is a climate strike? We've hosted one so far, and it was basically getting people together, sort of like a vigil, a protest on the corner with signs, trying to educate drivers who are going by, getting people to sign up to volunteer. It was in response to, forgetting when that was. It was actually before I joined. But that's what, so far, that is what our climate strikes are. Sorry, the question was on the first page of the slide, we listed that we had one climate strike. What is a climate strike? Yes. The question is, should we leave the caps on the bottles when you recycle them or not? So it is better not to, because quite often the plastic of the bottle and the plastic of the lid are different numbers. And so they don't get recycled together. And right now, the city and the county don't actually recycle the lids, but we do. We love, if you come to any of our events, we'd love for you to pre-sort things, but there are bins where you can sort while you're there. It's just easier if you have it done along the way at home. Follow-up question? The question was, what can I do with all my wine bottles? So technically, the city and the county say they recycle those. They will collect them. They do not do anything with them yet. So right now, there's just a big pile of glass. So. Yes. Yes. And Courtney Plaster from the CVC added in, if you have blue glass bottles, you can take it to the co-op and they'll use those for an artist collective. Thank you, Courtney. Jackie. The question is, how many hours a week gets devoted to this? It is spread across different volunteers. There are 3 or 4 people who are in charge. They spend quite a bit amount of time. I don't know the actual numbers of hours. Most of the people in charge show up for every single event. They're there to get it set up throughout the event, to pack up everything at the end. They show up the follow-up weekend to do the sorting and auditing. They are running the website and the Facebook pages, the outreach. Yeah, so it's a lot. Great. Next question was, how do you know what number a piece of plastic is? If the bottle and the cap are separate, where do you find the numbers? The caps sometimes are quite challenging to find the numbers. You're going to need your magnifying glasses. But most pieces of plastic that are recyclable have that symbol. Where is it? That recycling symbol, you know, the triangle that feeds upon itself. There it is. And inside that triangle should be a number, could be 1 through 7. The city and the county, again, only collect number 1 and 2 bottles. We collect the other things, 2s, 4s, and 5s. Right now, we're not really doing 6s or 7s. 2s, 4s, and 5s need to have the labels taken off. Again, the caps are challenging. Some caps also have a little piece of cardboard on the inside, and you have to kind of scrape that out to get to see the number underneath. Okay. Bill, did you have a question? So the question was, is there an effort out there to get people to reuse their wine and beer bottles to sterilize them and refill them? Courtney, as far as I know, we are not running anything along those ways. Individuals are absolutely welcome. Those home brewers out there, I'm sure, are doing it. Okay. So Courtney Plaster from CVC added to that answer by saying that at the moment, there is no one who is sanitizing, reusing beer and wine bottles, except for those home brewers, but that something may be coming in the future. So stay alert. And Clark?
Yeah, the home brewing. I actually did some home brewing and surprised, right? Those bottles, those beer bottles, if they're the twist off tops, you can't use them. You have to have the kind the old pop off tops. So the twist off tops for home brewers are no good. So you need the pop up tops to answer your question.
And just remember, you can reuse those bottles for the refill pop-up stations. So you can get your soap and your laundry detergent. Yes, question.
So it seems like one of the issues is kind of cross-contamination. Or good recycle stuff in there, but with other stuff, in terms of making a difference for ourselves, there's certain items that you guys are more responsible about. And so, okay, I'm not gonna try to figure out which plastic bottles I'm gonna trust you guys with, but I'll put tin cans in recycling because I know there's a little more and they're gonna want to recycle. We can do in terms of what we give to the city and county versus what we save to bring to one of your recycling.
Okay. The question was, what's the best way to sort your recyclables, whether it goes to the city and county or whether it comes to us at Sustainable Roanoke? Cool. So the first part of your question talked about cross-contamination. So I'll just note that there's a lot, things have to be clean and dry. Your greasy pizza boxes, even though they're paper and cardboard, cannot be recycled. They've got grease on them, right? I've seen baby diapers in the bins before. That doesn't go. It could end up spoiling the whole batch. It depends on how good their recycling center machines that are at sorting. So separating between us and the city, do everything you can to send it to the city and the county, what they recycle. That takes the onus and the cost off of us as volunteers. What we are doing is trying to fill the gap where the city takes number 1 and number 2 bottles, really only that bottle shape. I think several of you guys have water bottles here. So those can be recycled. Don't throw them away today. But any other plastics, the 2s that are a different shape, the 4s, the 5s, we'll take those. That includes your prescription bottles. We take all the plastic wrapping bags, also your chip bags and your snack bags and your coffee bags. Just take that little wire off the top. Where's the drop off? So the next one is going to be April 23rd, Earth Day, and that is at the Unitarian Universalist. We do it once a month. It's the only time we've only got so much time. Yes, once a month. Right now, the next one's at that church. We'll post the next one on the Facebook page. We would love if someone has a warehouse space to donate. We'd love to have a permanent place for you to drop these things off. We'd also love for you to write your local city and county governments and ask them to collect it. Does that answer your question? Great. Yeah, we're mainly trying to fill the gap of those plastics that the city and county don't do. But we also have all those other things, guitar strings and tennis balls and shoes and things like that. Any other questions? Please visit the website. There's a huge list. It's a little bit confusing because it's kind of overwhelming, but take your time, read it, figure it out, call us, email us, show up. We'll help you sort your stuff. And thank you for all that you guys do for the Valley.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for being here. We have a speaker honorarium for you, and this is made out to Sustainable Roanoke. So again, thank you for being here. Our next week, I guess we need to bring our Visine and our Doritos, but it's going to be Cliff Notes on cannabis. So that was a joke, but I see it fell flat. It is 1:30, but thank you all for being here. And all with that note, we are dismissed. Thank you.